Hello everyone, thanks for joining me on StubbleMeetsSteel. So continuing on with the aluminum razor series, I had a viewer request that I compare the Apex aluminum razor, the Aylsworth, to the pretty common Razorock Lupo that's been out for a long time. And I thought that that was a pretty good comparison just for the sheer fact that this was one of the more common aluminum razors, been on the scene for a long time, and a lot of guys are familiar with it. So I thought that'd be a great comparison. Specs wise, there are no blade gap or exposure specs on this. I will say from my own personal experience, I would have to say that this is definitely a positive blade exposure. I don't know exactly what the measurement is, and I'm not about to try to measure it and give out some wrong information. But weight wise, it's 28 grams versus the Aylsworth is about 35 grams. And it looks like the Lupo is a little bit shorter. The Aylsworth is about 4 inches. So I would say that the Lupo is about 3.75 or so. For blades, I've got the Gitllette 7 o'clock greens in there. This is on, I did basically half a shave each with them last time. So they have about half a shave each on them. And I wanted to see how those greens did to tame the Lupo with a little bit more blade exposure that it seems to have. And does the Lupo bring any more efficiency? Or not really? That was kind of what I wanted to see with this particular shave. And then it also just kind of shows, you know, everybody likes something a little bit different. If you like lower blade feel, then you'll probably enjoy the Apex a lot more versus the Lupo, and then vice versa. If you're somebody that likes a little bit more blade feel, I would say you would definitely like the Lupo a little bit better than the Apex. And that was another reason I thought this would be a good review, because all of these videos are not always just about what I particularly like, but I realize that people watching them have different criteria. So I like to share that, because just because a razor isn't something I personally love, you might be like, wow, that's exactly what I'm looking for. So I've learned sometimes I got to do reviews that everybody wants to see, not just what I'm into. I haven't used this Yachi barber pole brush in a little bit. I wanted to check it out today. Get some more water in there. Just a little bit more in there. All right. Start with the Aylsworth. Excited it's Friday. We were going to go on a road trip out of state again, but not going to now. I might work on my car tomorrow, now that I've got some time. I have a JB4 burger set up on my car, just to control the methanol setup I have on the car. And I was having problems with it not communicating. I got it communicating, but unfortunately it said that the methanol is not spraying at full capacity. System went low a little bit. I'm hoping I can just purge the air out of it and it's just an air bubble. But if not, I'll take the solenoid all apart, clean it all out, see if that fixes it. I hope it's not the injector itself clogged. because it's not very easy to take out of the charge pipe. Felt like a little bit more blade fuel. Yes, definitely so. Not a ton, but it's definitely not as mild. But I find it very easy to manage. I don't feel like it wants to bite me or that I'm on eggshells with each stroke. Definitely felt a little more blade feel there on my mustache where it's a little bit coarser there. Let's go ahead and get lathered up here. Pass number 2. I purposely used the Aylsworth on that side of my face because I distinctly remember that the Lupo in particular, this side of my face right here, it just seems to be a little bit more irritated a little more easily. And I always remember that's not a pass right there that I love with this Razorock Lupo. This side of my face, it's not as sensitive right there. Still feels a little pasty. All right. Across the grain. Very nice, smooth pass for the Aylsworth. wanted to try this the other day, and I often forget to check after the second pass. Feels very similar. The Aylsworth is very smooth, as it has been. Sounds like the family just got home. Lupo is definitely more aggressive on the against the grain pass right there. Just clean up under my nose a little bit here. All right, let's get sprayed down and see where we need to do a cleanup pass, if anywhere. The tiniest bit right here, but the apex pretty much got everything. Tiny bit more here on the Lupo. All right, let me just get rinsed up. I'll be right back. All right, everybody, I'm back. So while the witch hazel's soaking in, I'm excited. I got Stirling's lemon chill, and it basically, to me, is fantastic. Exactly what I was looking for. It smells like super fresh lemon, or like a limoncello Italian ice, something like that. And then the chill is because it's got menthol in it, and man, does it smell awesome. Just fantastic. I used a lemon soap today, so I thought it would pair well with that. And you know, with all these razors, you know, I gotta say, like, none of them are bad. You'd be happy with pretty much any of them for the most part. It just comes down to personal preferences, little nuances as far as what you personally like. Both of these gave me a great BBS shave. I wouldn't say that the you know, one was, you know, way more efficient than the other. Both were pretty much, you know, very close. I would have to say that maybe the Aylsworth, you know, gave me more of a BBS shave a lot easier than the Lupo. But again, I'd have to watch and see, you know, how many strokes you do on each side. What is it really equal, you know, down to? I would say at the end of the day, it comes down to a couple things for me. Grip wise, I don't really care for the grip on the Lupo. I find it pretty slippery. Against the grain, that little knob on the bottom is nice, but for the rest of the time, being honest, I usually switch to a Razorock stainless steel handle when I use the Lupo. So grip-wise, I'd definitely give it to the Aylsworth there. Rinseability, you know, they both rinse out very well. I would say that, you know, no real edge there. It basically comes down to what you personally like for blade feel. For me personally, I enjoy the Aylsworth Apex a little bit more. I find it smoother and just easier to work with. The Lupo, I find just that, you know, not over the top aggressive. I don't really feel like I need to babysit it like some razors that are a little more blade forward that like this one is. But I just find that for me personally, I like the lower blade feel of the Apex, simply put. A lot of guys like a little bit more blade feel, so you'd probably like the Lupo a lot more. Price-wise, when I got this, it was $30. Now it's $39.99, so it's $40, and this is $69. So, you know, about a $30 price spread, you could get a nice soap or a splash or something like that. So, you know, also a little bit of a budget concern there for some people. So I get that. I would say, you know, overall, if money wasn't an option, I would personally prefer the Aylsworth. That would be my pick out of the bunch. I do like that I can use pretty much any blade with the Aylsworth and get a great shave out of it. If I want to go with a super sharp blade, I can. But on the flip side, if I want to use a medium forgiving blade like I did today with the 7 o'clock greens, I can get away with that blade and still get a great BBS shave. Whereas the Lupo, you know, you put a little bit more of a medium blade in it, it does kind of tame down some of that blade feel a little bit also. So there is that aspect of the Lupo, you know, you can kind of tame it down a little bit with some blades. So it just depends on what you personally like. I think next I'm going to go ahead and compare the Aylsworth to the Timeless aluminum, because I've got that. I think that'll be a great comparison. Stay tuned, I'll be doing that one soon. Thanks for watching, take care.